Yo, it's almost 4:30. I gotta get the fuck out of here.
This is the social norm.
1, 2. You want top dollar and pop bottles and drop knowledge. Hit the throttle on nice autos without college. Do yourself a solid, put them boys on your screen. Wait, who do you mean? I mean canteen and beans. When the social norm is on, you better pay attention. They teach you lessons, make you laugh when you're stressing. Must I mention that the style is infectious? I gotta have it, The rapid fire gabbing on my tablet. My boys established a gamut of information from relations to dating to when your leader gets impatient. They're lacing the nation every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 4:30. The Social Norm Podcast, you heard me?
It's the social norm.
And I'm just getting warm.
It's the social norm.
And I'm just
Yep. Yo. You already know what it is, man. We back at it again with another one. I'm your boy Canteen. This is my man Beans.
Hey, what's going on, y'all?
Welcome to the Social Norm, where we go ahead, we ask questions and we give y'all the answers, man. Today, and also I got my girl. Go ahead. She ain't on the mic, or she ain't on the camera, but she on the mic.
Hey.
That's K to the A to the R to the E to the N. What up, man? All right, so how you doing, Beans?
I'm good.
You good?
It's a good day outside.
Boy, it's hot as fish.
It really is.
So if y'all hear a little winding, it's the fan that we got in there because I don't got AC in my my spot and it's hot. So
We working on it.
exactly. Today's episode we're doing is a little kind of a question, but a scene from Family Matters where the episode was where Carl Winslow has a new partner. Her name is Vanessa. Now she goes and introduces herself to the family of the mother, the sister-in-law, and then the wife. And it's kind of where they get a surprise. So let me just show you this, and then we're gonna have the question. All right.
Yeah, you don't have to show me. I remember the episode.
Okay. You want me to show it for the audience?
For the audience, yeah, I already know it.
All right. Let me show y'all real quick.
It's a classic.
It really is.
This is the Winslow house, isn't it?
Yes, come on in. I'm Harriet.
Oh, of course. Happy to meet you. Yeah, Carl talked about you all day.
Oh, this is my sister Rachel and Carl's mother.
Wow.
Vanessa, right on time. I love a proud partner. Did you meet everybody?
Oh, yeah, we met.
Well, let's go.
Yeah, because I'm feeling hot tonight.
Yeah, me too. Strike force.
Well, I'll see y'all again soon.
She seems very nice.
Uh-huh.
I mean, it's good to see Carl and she getting along so well.
Uh-huh. That woman is gorgeous. Plenty of upper body strength.
Really?
So now the question is it okay? Is it would you be worried if your significant other was working closely like a partner, you know, every day with somebody that's beautiful? Would it be a problem?
No, it wouldn't be a problem until it became one. Like, if I keep hearing talk about this dude and all this other stuff, then it would be a problem for me.
Now, the reason I brought this up because me and my girl, I brought this up to her and we had a little disagreement, you know. Now, Aaron, what did you say on this matter?
So I basically said the same thing. I am not threatened. I wouldn't care. But if you keep bringing her up and smiling, like, that's an issue because it's not a problem until it's a problem.
Now, I was like, well, what if you didn't know? What we was talking, I'm like, yo, well, let's say it was a name that's like
A unisex name?
Unisex name, like Raven. You don't know if Raven is a guy or a girl. But let's just say you're like, oh yeah, my friend my coworker Raven, they so funny. So you're just assuming that this is a girl. or this is a guy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're talking about, and then you finally meet him, and this guy is, I mean,
Idris Elba standing there.
Exactly. He's like, Greek god kind of, way more handsome than you, way more in shape than you, way better looking, all that. And now you connect that this is Raven.
Mm-hmm.
Are you gonna have an issue that she never said that was a man she was talking about?
I would have an issue with that.
Why?
Because why do you need to keep that part a secret?
What if what if it wasn't she was keeping a secret? She was talking to you about Raven. She just never brought up that it was a man she was talking about. You just assumed she was talking about a female.
Well, eventually I would ask. Is a dude, because eventually the conversation is going to give it away some way, shape, or form. And we're like, yo, is this a dude or a woman you're talking about?
And if it was a woman, you wouldn't have an issue with it. But
No,
if
I
it's
have no issues. But the fact that you keep dancing around the fact that it's a dude.
Okay, what if let's say I got a new partner named Raven, they pretty funny. And then she goes and does what she does. They're actually coming over today. So you just assume it's a woman off that short conversation. And then you find out it's a man.
Oh, I mean, if it's the first conversation I find out it's a dude,
you ain't tripping about it?
I ain't tripping about it.
Okay.
But if I gotta find out months later at a work party
that this is Raven.
Oh, so you Raven. Why the hell did you tell me it was a man? You going on lunch breaks with him and all this other shit?
I already see her. She itching. Go ahead.
Well, I basically said, you don't have to tell me, but if you're hiding it, then that's where I'm like, okay, why did you feel the need to not say it? And I told you this before, like, and not for nothing, you're not going to say they, them every single time you talk about them if it's several conversations. So that is essentially concealing. But if it's just one conversation, I meet them, I'm not gonna be like, oh my God, you should have told me you're working with a girl or whatever. But if it's like he said months or several conversations and you say they, them, that seems a little intentional. That's where the problem is, the hiding.
Eventually, I'm going to ask.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's say.
Eventually, I'm going to want to. I'm going to see. I want to see what this person look like.
Okay, you find out. They tell you it's a guy. You see listen, like one of those. You ever see those like gold digger videos where it's like he's standing near a really ugly car or a really nice car, and then he goes to the ugly car. Let's say she's like, oh, that's him right there, and you see this ugly person, right? And you're thinking, okay, that's fine. And then just handsome gentleman walks right past him, and is like, and then, hey, how you doing? I'm Raven. Now you're like,
now I'm really mad because you just straight bold face lied to my
no. She just said that's Raven over there, and you see an ugly man. You're thinking it's him, and then the other guy comes by, and now you realize,
is it the ugly dude right there next to the Pinto, or Idris Elba will come away from the Lamborghini? Which one? Which one is it? Don't do that vague. I don't do the vague stuff. You're gonna point to a group of dudes. That's him over there. Which one?
What about you?
What about me?
How do you feel?
I mean, it is what it is. I mean, there's beautiful people all in the world, so I can't really stop somebody from working beside you just because they're beautiful.
Well, nobody's saying to stop it. I feel like the best thing to do is right away as that person, be like, babe, I got a new coworker. It's a man, blah, blah, blah. You stopped everything.
On our job, we do get teamed up with women. We never know when it's going to happen.
Yeah.
We try to make it so we're teamed up
men and
together. But sometimes you just can't help it. Sometimes you get teamed up with a woman.
That's never an issue. But like now it also comes into play, like you said, are you mentioning it a couple times? Are you guys going out to lunch together? Is she bringing you?
Well, yeah. I mean,
no.
Unfortunately, when you're working with somebody, sometimes you might, especially off where we work, sometimes you might have to eat lunch with them. Sometimes you might have to go.
Never have lunch with somebody.
Sometimes, yeah.
But if it's your partner, you're gonna eat lunch with them. You're gonna spend time with them.
Yeah. Sometimes you're just in the same. You're always gonna be in the same.
I just think it's funny how if somebody's beautiful and your significant other, they got about maybe 2, maybe 3 times to say something about them. The uglier they are, the more you could talk about them.
Mhm.
The prettier they are, I don't want to hear too much about this person.
Let me tell you what happened to me. So
All
you were there for this. So my ex-wife didn't want me to work with no women at all.
Yes.
In our line of work, that's impossible. There's no way you're always gonna be with a dude.
And that's just not just from officer purpose. There are nurses, there's other civilians.
Supervisors. You can't get around it, right? So mind you, we only see these women in uniform. We don't see them
outside
of the jail unless we happen to run into them. There was a work event I brought my ex-wife to. Everybody was dressed up.
Yeah, everybody was dressed to the nines. They were looking real good. Everybody was looking good.
Everything was fine until she met the female officers. After that, she didn't even meet them. She didn't want to meet them. She's seen them.
Well, that's because the reaction to how the female officers reacted when they see him.
Okay, that's also part of the problem.
You're looking good, huh?
He was dressed to the nines too. And let me just say this about B. Before, he's not as bad as he once was. He used to really look homeless.
I did.
Like he never kept his face up,
never,
hair, nothing,
yes,
and
yeah.
like he just didn't look like he looked like he was homeless. So
I was thinking the opposite.
So
no, I look bad.
So
true.
when he came into the room with a suit on, hair done, shaved, it just made him look a lot better than probably he regularly would look. I think.
Yeah.
Like,
and then the girls were all prettied up. So they're like, oh, hey Beans, come take a picture with me. Let's get a hug, giving them a hug and stuff. So he's like, oh, this is my wife.
I was trying to introduce.
They was kind of like, hey, how you doing? Let's take a picture.
Yeah, I was trying to control. And
for me, my issue would be is if you were also like, okay, go away, we're taking pictures. So if
no, I didn't do that at all.
See, that I would have a problem with. It does sound like there's a little bit of self-confidence issues with her, but
it could have been. It could have been. I tried to reassure. I literally did not speak to any woman for the rest of the night. I made sure. Yeah, but I'm trying to reassure my lady, like, look, it's just what I don't flirt with these women. I don't do.
I'll tell you right now, I am not like that at all.
What?
I just I get that you got some internal insecurities, but I'm not about to change who I am and not talk to somebody because you got an issue with you. I ain't doing that.
Clearly.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell you, you need to get that together. I probably wouldn't handle it the same way. I would probably try to incorporate her into the conversation.
I'm not saying like you like completely ignore all these women and act like they don't exist, like you don't work with them, but also you don't ignore your wife and act like you do at work. It's still.
No, I didn't ignore it at all.
I'm not saying ignore it.
You made it seem like you're like, I'm gonna do what I do.
No, I said I'm gonna be myself.
Well, yeah,
that's what I said. I'm not gonna not talk. If I talk to people at work and then I get around them outside of work and for an event, just because of an insecurity my woman has about me with talking to other women, I'm not gonna not talk to them. I'm gonna be like, yo, this is my woman. Now, if you act weird and you like don't talk to them, I'm gonna be like, okay, you stay in the corner then, because I'm going to talk to people.
And that's the talk we had later on that night, because people could tell she had a look on her face like, stink looking. I said, look, you embarrassing me in front of my friends here because you acted some type of way.
That's disrespectful to you.
Yeah. So I told her, I said, you act this way again, I'm not bringing no more events. We done.
See, in my thing about the video is that Harriet was fine until her sister and her mom had something to say. I've had that issues with friends too, where something doesn't bug me.
Can I be honest though?
They're gonna project.
Can I be honest?
They're projecting their insecurities.
I felt like Harriet was trying to take the high road. Mm-hmm. I think it did bug her.
She was trying to,
trying to convince herself it didn't bug her. Yeah, and then her sister and her mother-in-law, it ain't they man. So they like, yo, that would bug the hell out of me.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, it's also not their relationship. So they if people can say what they want to say, but you need to know that I'm secure in my relationship.
Yes.
And that's why
she was acting that way, but
you got to think about this too. If Carl was really messing with her, you think Carl would bring her home? Bring her to his house?
I don't know, man. I've seen people do it in plain sight.
Well, yeah, that's true.
So
I ain't gonna lie. I've met boyfriends of girls I was met.
Exactly. I know guys who brought their girl, the mistress, over to their wife house just to be friends with her.
Like,
so that way it makes it look like, why is she with you?
That's true.
Well, she always with
but
us.
that's a move. That's a move I would never make. I would never bring.
You know why? You know why? I can see why it's clever though. Let me tell you why it's clever. Women in general, whether it be the wife, the girlfriend, the mistress, or the side piece, they're nosy as hell. They're all nosy. And they're all looking to try to catch a man into something because they think we always doing something that we ain't supposed to be doing.
But that proves it.
No, that doesn't prove anything. It's just the fact that if a man was gonna do something, he probably should do it right in front of her face to get her track off the. You know what I'm saying?
Disarm her.
To disarm her, because her knows if you're not bringing nobody around, she's sniffing. She's sniffing and trying to find something. But if you bring this girl around, she's always around. You're like, oh, she always around. We hang out together without him. Oh, okay. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that they're smart. I'm saying that's why guys probably do it.
All I'm saying is something like that. It's gonna be way worse once it's found out, because it will be found out. The truth always comes out in the light.
Well, yeah.
That's always.
Especially if they get, let's say the two of them get in an argument. The side chick, that's why I'm doing this with your man.
I don't know.
It get ugly sometimes. I've seen.
Well, maybe no, maybe online, but not in person.
Not in person, no. But
girls scared to.
Coming over with just a woman, I'm already questioning it.
What I think would be the reason you do it is probably because the side chick or the mistress, because she's so toxic, she's for that kind of nonsense, right? Let me befriend the girl I'm cheating on with, and then it's funny to her, right? But if you keep her a distance away, now she's like, well, I need this to be a little bit more toxic. I'm gonna find his girl, and I'm gonna text her, and I'm gonna try to get her to, you know what I mean?
Wow.
That was like, remember that Fresh Prince episode where he met what was Mike Tyson's wife name? Robin Givens, right? And she ends up befriending Lisa.
No, I don't
and she showed up at the baby shower.
Yeah,
and that's why he was screaming like, "Yo, what
are you doing?
What are you doing here?" She needed that.
Yes, this.
Some girls will do anything for the D.
No, some girls they don't anything for the D. It's for their own psycho ego thing. That's why women love is hip hop and all that other toxic stuff. They love it. They love it.
We do like drama.
Exactly.
I mean,
I don't like my own drama. I like to be peaceful.
That's what I'm saying.
Like other people's drama.
And that's what I say. That's why I say home got to be peace, because the world itself is filled with drama. You don't need to bring your own.
Yeah.
And I've told my lady too, like, cause she
running something that's staying it still the whole time.
I told my lady too, because she has men co-workers and they be wanting to have lunch with her. I'm like, hell no, tell them to go have lunch with someone. So
now, you know, a co-worker should be able to have a lunch.
Yeah, but he like, oh, let's go take a walk together. Let's do all this. So I was like,
no, not a walk.
That's what I said. I was like,
you guys want to stop and go get some lunch at a public place? That's different.
Yeah, I'm like, no, hell no. I said, yo, put me on speakerphone. No, nigga, go find somebody.
You said that too. You heard him?
Yeah. I hear him in the background talking like, yo, who the hell is that? Oh, that's just, and it's over some fucking African dude. She worked with a lot of Africans. I'm like, look, put me on speakerphone. Hell no, nigga. You go find somebody else to walk with.
You're not even hitting them with the, excuse me, brother. You're like, yo, nigga, get your ass off my girl line.
No, it ain't happening.
I want a block on the motherfucking phone tonight.
That's exactly what it is. I thought, I'll find out you doing this, but I'm telling you right now,
I'm on your ass.
I'm on it. I'm sorry.
Oh, man. All right. So the next topic, I saw Vlad TV, and he was pretty much explaining why you shouldn't fly a girl out I don't know who calling me, so I ain't about to answer right now. I'm doing my show. All right, let's watch this real quick. Give me a second, y'all. Here we go. Let's do this. Do.
R. Kelly did not go to prison for underage girls. He went to prison for sex trafficking. And if you fly a girl out,
If you would have put the hip on.
for the purpose of sex, that technically is sex trafficking. Yo, son. Damn, bro, you can't even rendezvous no more. All right, show's over. All right. Yo. R. Kelly did not.
So, what I want to know is, they trying to get everybody, man.
They are.
They trying to find a way to make sure everybody can get caught at any moment. Do you think it's right? Do you think it's fair to say flying a girl out and then having sex with her, doing some sexual things with her, and then giving her some money? Is that considered sex trafficking? Do you think that's fair?
I mean, it sounds like it. That's the problem.
My question.
see, the thing
this is
is-
my okay.
I'm sorry.
This is my problem with the whole situation. To me, I've always looked at sex trafficking as me taking a girl against her will
Mhm.
across state lines to go and commit sex acts.
Okay.
But that's what the whole issue was. If I'm giving a girl a flight, she easily could say no. She chose to get on the plane, fly over there, and do what she's doing.
And that's what I was about to say. Why is it only the man that's getting in trouble?
That's it.
Well, why can't he fly to her? I mean, in this case, clearly in the case of celebrities and things like that, that's going to be different. But
Women don't want to. Women don't want men to fly them. They want to get flown out because it's like a status thing. They can brag about being flown out by.
Listen,
Some
I've had
dude.
a couple girls try to ask me to fly them out.
Mhm.
Fly me to where you're at. Why would I do that? Like, if I'm working and everything like that, why wouldn't I just come out where you
Exactly.
at and have a vacation for myself?
That's what I say. Go to them, and if it don't work out, now you just on vacation now.
You know, and my thing is, if a girl really bout you, she'll fly herself out there.
Yeah, that's true.
I'll come see you, because I think it's a fair assessment that if a woman were to pay a flight to come see you, everything else, as far as entertainment, as far as food, as far as maybe even a place to stay, would be on you.
Yeah, and that's pretty much.
That's
what
how.
I do.
You stay at my crib, whatever
Yeah,
case may
I'll
be.
take you around,
show you a good
show you
time.
a good time.
We
Don't
do
worry
what
about
we
that.
do. You going here?
Yeah.
Go on, get here your luggage. Take it.
But it's such a like that's more, and I hate to put it like this. That's more almost like prostitution, almost.
It is prostitution. That's
Yes.
literally what people been
Which-
doing
which is still illegal
for
but-
years. Women have
depending
been.
on where you at.
I'm getting flown out to Dubai. You think you're going to Dubai and your legs ain't getting thrown up in the air? Come on now. You know darn well.
I'm sorry if that's the reality.
Let me ask you a
of it.
question.
It comes with it.
Have you ever had? Do you have any friends that have ever been flown out by somebody? Like, say, this guy that she met online wants to meet her.
Yes,
Where was she getting flown out to?
I don't even know.
Did she get flown out?
To a couple of places. Yes.
And do you think her legs weren't thrown up in the air?
I mean, probably, but that's what she did.
What? Oh, that was her gig.
Mhm.
So she was purposely going over there
She
to.
knew she was getting money and getting stuff. Like, she was well aware. These were not men that were even, not always. Sometimes they were attractive, but
But that's how it is over in
that was how
Dubai.
she paid for
Her lifestyle.
lots of
They sit there. I hear they get shit on and all this other crazy stuff.
Yo,
And
Dead
I'm sitting there
serious.
working 2 jobs.
can I be
I'm
honest though?
Dead serious.
Can you blame them though? Like, if I'm flying you out, right? Let's just say we live in New York. let's say you live, I don't know, where'd your friend live?
Do I gotta put it off?
The state? You can't say the state.
You ain't gotta.
Florida.
Okay. From Florida to New York. Florida, see, now there she's smart because a lot of you can go from Florida to like very cheaply to other places because everybody's flying to Florida. So let's just say, what do you think?
Yeah,
300. Oh, she did?
No.
Oh,
She
just wanted to live in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
What are you saying about $300? Maybe $400. I was like maybe $300. $300 to get to New York. All right, bam, that's $300. Then you're talking about you got to show her a good time, right? So let's just say for the weekend, right? Because something like this, you're not keeping them more than 2 days.
She got to go.
Maybe a day, if that. Right. So maybe what $400 on like food and drinks and things.
You're not eating at McDonald's.
No, you're gonna eat it somewhere that you want to show off to her. And then you still gotta get. I don't know how your girl was, but I'm assuming she's still gonna want some money when she go back home with, right?
Some walking around.
Or she just going for the trip.
No, she would. Well, it would be that, or they would come to her and she would get money.
So if they came to her, she got money. If she came to them, she got like a trip.
I didn't really question her.
Oh, you wasn't.
I just knew
she wasn't prepping to start that business either.
She had a lot of money, bought a lot of stuff, and I was like,
she ever buy you something? She ever buy you something?
No, not like that.
Okay, I'm just checking. So if that indictment ever comes drop, you're not part of it.
Excuse me, are you this person?
No,
you've been served.
Like I was like, good for you.
Was she? So she never talked to you about her sexapades then?
No. I did not want to know.
You didn't want to know?
Here goes the question. When she talked about it, could she look you in the eye?
Oh yeah, she didn't care.
Yeah, she has no soul left. That's what happened.
She didn't care.
I
actually didn't ask, and after a while, she kind of like told me because I didn't ask, and I was like, okay.
Let me ask you this, and I already know the answer, but I want to know: was her father in her life?
Yes.
He was.
Yeah.
Did he know?
Girl.
Did he know what she was doing?
No.
Do you think he's to this day? Did he know what she did?
Probably not.
Yo, that's got to be some serious therapy for a father to find out that your daughter literally just goes and travels. And
could you imagine how Lawrence Fishburne feels?
That's crazy to me.
I mean,
Lawrence. You heard about that, right? Lawrence Fishburne. You know who Lawrence Fishburne is, right?
The actor.
Don't look it up now. I'll tell you.
The Matrix.
He's every black man that you think he is.
Black dude in the Matrix.
Okay. He's a famous actor, been in a lot of movies. Boys in the Hood, Matrix, Ride Along, all these different things. Yeah. And guess what? His daughter, she went in to try to do acting, but she did a different type of acting. She ended up becoming a porn star. Well, not even a good one though. She was like a mediocre B-list porn star.
And her career tanked.
It tanked. Like once you go porn, like nowadays, there's no returning back because social media is so much.
I only know of one person whose career jumped off porn. You remember in Game of Thrones, the half the midget? His girl, the woman, yes, I didn't want to call him midget. The one,
I think half man sounds worse.
Well, they call him half man in the show.
Yeah, but that's like a medieval thing,
right?
Huh?
He's a
little person.
He's a little person.
I thought you meant like a son.
No, that's what I was thinking.
No. Well, he's the girlfriend that betrayed him, and the one he's supposed to be in love with.
Yes,
she was a porn star first, and
really?
then she ended up on that show
as a prostitute.
Yes.
Perfect. She's in porn?
Supposed to be, yeah.
I just play.
Don't get punched.
I'm playing, babe.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. I just think
getting flown out is like, and
the sad part about it is women nowadays are trying to make like getting flown out as a status symbol for them.
Yeah.
You're a prostitute.
And then they get mad. I don't like the ones who get mad. Oh, he wanted to have sex with me. Yeah. Why do you think what do you?
Well, you already know. Don't come with this. I didn't know. If we were gonna do all that, I could have stayed home. That's easy to say after you've flown here and in the hotel room.
Just like stop.
All right, so now I want to show you this video. This girl, pretty much, they were on a double date. The girl, for whatever reason, wants to go and say, I don't like you. You're killing the vibe. The thing I want.
Who is she saying this to?
She's saying this to her date.
Oh wow!
And in the exchange, I'm just gonna let you hear it. All right, seeing that you can't really see it. All right, let's watch it.
Yeah, I don't like you. You don't have to. And you're like killing the vibe. Like you're not making it a vibe. You're actually killing the vibe. So change your attitude and how you're talking, or I will escort myself out. Don't kill the vibe. You know, it's cool to play around and say jokes, but don't kill the vibe. You feel me?
What's wrong with my attitude?
I'm gonna say it one more time. Don't kill the vibe, or I will leave. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
What's wrong with my killing? What am I saying?
I'm gonna say it one more time before I get the fuck up. Don't kill the vibe. Don't play with me. All right?
Nobody's playing with you.
All right.
Let's all be friends. Come on, just chill, bro.
Yeah, we're on another. I don't like you.
So, from what you heard, give me your assessment on this.
First of all, she not saying that.
That's it.
She not saying a damn thing.
And I preface this. The girl, a lot of women sometimes she's gaslighting him. She doesn't like him, right? And because she doesn't like him physically or whatever the case may be, she has to give some type of reason that he's making the vibe bad. But the reality was she's making the vibe bad.
Yeah.
Right?
Listen, the minute she say, if you fix your attitude or I leave, you can go. Get on out of here.
That's what I would have said. I'm like,
don't need to be. I don't
what
need
you
to have a
still
good
waiting
time.
here for?
What we talk about?
That's one of those. I want to control the situation, but I don't really know why I want to. She just wants to be she pretty much just wanted to be a bitch.
Yeah,
right?
that's
She
what it
bitchy to
sound
be a
like.
bitch.
She didn't want to look bad. So when she ends up cutting it off and saying, I didn't like you and he really didn't do anything wrong, she created that situation so she can be like, well, this is why, like, your vibe was off. Instead of, because if she's like, oh, I didn't like you or we didn't get along, he's going to be like, you're a bitch or you're a gold digger.
And that's how you know it's her. The other two people on day like, yo, we all friends here. We're like, relax.
Yeah.
If
But
everybody's against you, it's you.
And you know what's so funny? Why, when women do be like this, right? And they're just being mean and bitchy for no reason. Why does everybody kind of just try to still be cordial about it? Because if a guy was this way, they would just be like, yo, shut the hell up, dude. You
Yeah, I know.
Like, they would just go in on them. They don't go in on women when they're just being.
Dudes get roasted. Yeah.
Exactly.
I would say because they can come off to be unhinged and you don't want them to flip out on you. But I guess guys could do that as well. I don't know. Maybe because girls are more emotional and more
Maybe
vindictive.
because usually with men, you can basically say something to us and we'll correct ourselves. Like, all right, my bad. I was bugging y'all. My bad.
I'm gonna go with what I'm gonna go with what she said. Women are emotional, and when women don't, they're very good at manipulating. They're good at gaslighting. They're good at doing all these different like flip things around on people. And if worse come to worse, when they have no other play to play, what do? They cry.
Mm-hmm.
You're being mean to me, and they cry, and they think that can get you to win the argument or win whatever, a victim.
Okay, let me tell you what happened to me. I was on a date once, right?
Yeah.
And I meet this girl. She looked nervous and standoffish. So I kind of pulled back a little bit. I didn't want to be too forceful, right? And after maybe like 20 minutes, I get bored as hell. So I'm like, you know what?
She's still acting nervous.
So I just be myself. I was like, you know what? It's going to be what it's going to be. She's nervous. I can't help that. And then as the time goes on, she loosens up. We have a good date, right? She, in the middle of the conversation, she was like, literally, I thought you were boring. She said, I thought you were boring. That's what she says to me.
That's funny.
I was like, wow. I said, you know why? I said, I was feeding off of your energy because you look nervous and you were boring. So I pulled back.
I wonder if that's happened to us.
What do you mean?
Because we both didn't like each other our first date.
Well, yeah, the first date you were boring and you were kind of
I
I thought she was just so nothing really. I don't know. I hate to say it. It was just to give her credit, I can't remember much, but I want to say I had a headache or I was sick. Something of that nature. I think I had a horrible headache.
Mm-hmm.
And her voice at the time was just piercing.
I will
my
say this:
skull.
when you have a headache, okay, I was on a date with my lady, and my head was hurting so bad, like I can hear her chewing.
And you're like,
I was like, damn, what you eating? No.
Yeah, well, you stop that damn chewing. Pop that gum one more time.
So I feel like maybe I was feeding off of your headache energy, and I was like, ugh, he just seemed like a dork. Like,
but it was enough for you two to see each other again.
This was 12 years later.
This was 12 years later.
Yo, this is a long. I'm telling you, listen.
I'm thinking it was like days later.
No. I never said nothing back to her ever again.
Neither of us ever. I never texted him.
Yo, that definitely.
I'm telling you, bro, it was a horrible date.
And that's the crazy thing is I saw him and I was like, I want to talk to him because we went on a date and I don't know what happened.
Oh
We
my
didn't like each
God.
other, and I don't know if it went bad.
It was just a bad night for everybody.
It was not the right
Bad,
time.
it just wasn't good. It was so nothing.
No, it was
I
bad
actually
in my mind.
hated Chipotle from that. That was my first time.
God.
It was a bad date for me. I didn't want. It was like, okay, so we both met at Chipotle.
Mm-hmm.
It was when I tell you this was like we went and got the food, we ate there. I was like, all right, I'll see you later. And I didn't want to extend the date. I already had a headache.
Mm-hmm.
She was talking, and I was just like, I don't care what you're talking about because I have a headache. I'm not saying she was talking about anything that was just bad. It
wasn't either. It was just the circumstances made it bad.
Yeah,
that's what it was.
12 years.
Damn, that's
I was never even like. And the funny thing is, like she said, I used to see you. You would always match with me on social, on dating sites. And she's like, ugh. He keeps trying to talk to me, and I'm like, no, that's not the case.
But that happens.
She thought I was just purposely like. She doesn't understand that men, all we do is like. That's all we do. We don't look at. That's it. We don't look at y'all page. So, because what we do is we like everybody, and then because we already know men are not picky, women are the picky ones. So
it's like this. I hate to use this fishing analogy. Women use fishing poles to catch one fish. Men use fishing nets.
Yeah, it's a numbers game.
We pull.
Let's
okay,
see
what do we got?
What do we got? Throw that shit back in there. Throw again. So, and then when you like us, that's when we go and look at the page and be like,
okay, let's see. But see, it happens though. I've dated women. We had a good time. I still wasn't feeling it all. It was just something.
There's probably like 2 girls I know of in my life where I thought it was a great date. Never heard from them again.
Yeah, and
I was just like, whoa, what happened? Like I thought it was a good date.
See, if I thought it was a good date, it was a good date. If I didn't, it wasn't.
Well, mind you, we have been on, I don't know, man. I'm not even gonna bring that up. Never mind. Yeah. So
it happens like that. Sometimes you have good dates and you're like, nah, this ain't it. But I've had bad dates and they would call me back like, yo, let's go out again. I'm like,
no.
I know that's
what?
the worst.
The worst is when you have, I had one girl. Every time first day we went to Tim Hortons, just get some coffee, whatever. I carried the whole date. I carried the whole conversation. She was nervous. You could tell she didn't want to talk. She was quiet. Cool. Then, I'm like, because it's all about how much you're willing to invest in this other person. Time, energy, all that. So then I'm like, yeah, I'll give her one more try. We go on a date again. She's just, what happened was we were talking on the phone and she's trying to check me. Like check me on because I told her the truth. I told her like, yo, I'm dating. I'm out here talking to other girls. I'm not just talking to you. We just, I'm socially dating. Well, I don't feel, and that's the thing I realized. The truth, fellas, is a hard thing for women. A lot of women cannot deal with the truth of you dating other women. it's like it's like a seed has been planted in their head, and it just overgrows their own sanity. So she just would always be like, well, I just don't understand this. I don't understand this. And I would just be like, yo, you don't gotta understand it. Just know this is what I'm doing.
I've always been told, tell your woman the truth, even if it hurts their feelings.
Yep.
Don't
I
matter.
love to do that to you, right, babe?
Don't pull no punches.
I said I love to do that to you, right?
Yep. Because it really, at the end of the day, that's on her if she can accept it or not.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's worse to be caught in a lie or to be caught, even withholding can be seen as a lie. And that's
a live omission is still a lie.
Uh-huh.
Well, wait a minute, no. Hold on.
Yeah.
So you tell me, let's say this. If we're dating, we're just on a date, we're recording, not like we're in a relationship, we're dating. And then I'm dating other people. And then the next day I go on a date with another person, and you're like, oh, what are you doing? I got plans. I'm going out. Because I don't tell you I'm going out with another girl, that's lying to you?
No, that not in that case. But I would say if she's like, are you dating other women? And you say no, or if you're like, whatever comes my way, something like very vague like that, that's more of
that's omission, yeah.
But like if she's like, what are you doing? You're like, oh, I went to dinner, and that's that. But if she's like, oh, are you with a woman or did you go on a date? And you're like, oh, I went to eat.
I went to eat with a friend.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, but if it's really a date, where you know if it's a date or not,
right?
That's the thing.
But they're okay. I mean,
there's no
to
gray,
me is this
no gray area.
None of their business at that point in time because they're not your girlfriend.
That's on you if you don't feel like you
because
want to get that info, but you could say like, oh, I really don't think that's your place to ask me right now. But
God, listen, I've done that. The hellstorm you get from a woman telling her it's not her place. Let me finish my statement.
Because in her mind, it's you are on a date.
Right. Absolutely.
If you tell a girl, hey, I really don't think it's your place to be asking me these questions. I don't think there's this thing. Women say they want men until a man does a man thing and tells her where she needs to step off. No, that is telling her what she's not able to do with him is a man thing. A boy would just go with what she's telling him. A man gonna say, look, I don't think you don't need to be asking me those questions. Those are not appropriate for you to be asking me.
I can get how you would think that that's like a direct thing. I wouldn't say that that's necessarily a man trait because women also can do that as well.
No, women do that. The difference is when men do it to them, they don't know how to handle it.
Well, at the end of the day, and I have told you this before, it really comes to reassurance comes to play. So if you weren't on a date and you're like, no, I'm with my friend, and granted, at that point in time, she might not have been worth the reassurance. But that's where if you gave reassurance,
can I be honest with you?
Tell me what it's
can I be honest?
To do and I won't do it.
Can I tell you something? It's a slippery slope, Beans, about giving a girl reassurance.
Lies.
It's a slippery slope. You give them an inch, they take a mile. That's the truth. You got to shut it down immediately about I'm not doing this or I'm doing this. Because if you keep doing it, they're going to keep pushing it further and further and further because their insecurity gets bigger and bigger and bigger in their own mind. You can't give them that. It's like a kid. You let a kid stay up past their bedtime, 30 minutes, guess what's going to happen? They're going to start pushing it to 45 to an hour. That's just how they are.
Then they're going to wait for you to fall asleep.
You do have to set your boundaries.
Exactly.
You do have to set your boundaries, but giving reassurance doesn't mean that she's going to take advantage and need it all the time. You need to realize
I'm
that
people, right now,
especially if she's a healthy person,
people,
once they get that reassurance, some part of them ends up changing in trusting or just having confidence and faith in themselves.
All right. No, I'm cutting you off because you're taking forever to say what you got to say. Listen, let me ask you this, Bean.
Mm-hmm.
How long you been with your girl?
2 years.
2 years.
Gone by fast.
Have you, in the 2 years, had to give less reassurance or the same amount that you've been given since you first met her?
I've actually had to give more.
Thank you. It doesn't. You don't
sorry.
get it. Once you give a girl reassurances, she opens up this ploy of getting bigger and bigger with it. No, it's all a form of control anyway. She doesn't try to play it off as it, but that's what it is. She wants to know where you're at, what you're doing, how you're doing it, where you're doing it at.
But I feel like his relationship is a little bit different.
I am in a different case.
Okay, I'm telling you, listen. How long have we been dating, babe?
How long? You tell me.
That's not what this is another thing they love to do. They love to ask you ask a question, they want to ask you a question right back to it.
Officially,
and
or how long have we been?
Just answer with the question. How long have we been together?
Officially 4 months.
Okay. And in the 4 months, have I had to give more reassurance or less reassurance?
I would say the same. It is not more.
So then what do you do? If you said the same, what is your argument of if you give reassurance, you have to damn, can I finish my statement? Can I finish my okay? See, I told you I was gonna have to do this. You muted. All right. I said, where have I given you more or less? You said the same. So where's your argument of if somebody gives if a man gives reassurance to a woman over time, he only has to he gives less? No, that's not true. I just proved it through him, and I just proved it through your statement.
My situation is different though.
Keyword is over time. 4 months is not a long time. That's all.
It hasn't gotten less. But back to what we were. So
because like I was saying, my situation is different because we're not in the same state.
But does it matter?
It does. Well, it's different.
No, if you're not in the same household, what does it matter if it's the same state?
Because
I can still cheat on you if you're in the same state.
No, that's true. But you guys are closer to each other.
Once
That's
again,
the difference.
We don't live with each other, so
but
can't.
You're in arm's reach, though.
That's true, but that doesn't.
I'm not.
All that is a falsehood. I could be in a different country, a different state, a different street, a different city, or a different household. If I'm gonna go cheat, I'm gonna go cheat. You can't stop it.
That's true, but you're more likely to get caught. And like I said, it's easier to reassure her. She was right down the street from you. So if she was feeling some type of way, she could run down here and see you.
And see me do what?
Reassure that you're here, that you're not doing anything.
Guess what? If I lived in another state, guess what? I don't live in 1930. I can fly to where you at and find out if you're doing something.
That's true. But
so what's
but how often are you doing that though?
As often as crazy as I am, I guess.
Okay, but I'm saying it's easier for you. Like I said, my situation is different because she has to trust me more.
She said Carlton.
She has to trust me more.
No,
because she does. The trust has to be stronger because I'm over here by myself. I had to trust her more.
I feel like the trust has to be the same wherever you go. Whether you out of the state, whether you out of the country,
of course it's going to be. Of course,
your insecurities have to be stronger.
Yes,
or you can't be that insecure.
Yes, and when she's not. So, I mean,
let me ask you this: would you be willing to take a lie detector test?
Yep. Looking you dead in your face. Yep.
I don't think.
No, she's secure.
All right. She got some comments. She said, "You don't hold no water." Okay. Not you, the flabbermouth. I don't know what that means. Okay. I guess she's making jokes about me, you, or somebody. I don't know. So, well, teach his own. Let's go to the last thing, which is here we go. Please hold up. Let me get the mute. Get the unmute. All right. So the last video we're gonna play is a guy explaining why he feels he shouldn't have to go with a masculine woman.
Say it again.
I don't care why you masculine. I don't care what happened to you I'm a 40-year-old man. I don't care. No, I don't. But that's not fair. But my point is this. Right. You all wouldn't care if a man came to you feminine and said, "My dad wasn't in my life. My mom didn't teach me this. You say, bro, you 38 years old. I don't want to deal with a feminine man that hasn't addressed his issues. So for me, dealing with a woman that way, I'm going to tell you the same thing. I understand you had issues or whatever growing up and you had to be a certain way, but I'm not going to put up with it as far as trying to be in a relationship with you because you don't know how to be a feminine.
Is that bald dude with the glasses?
No, he doesn't have glasses, but he does have a hat.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
So what's a feminine woman? What's your definition?
Pause. What is a feminine woman in your mind, Beans? Before this guy says what he says.
A woman who, in a nutshell, who allows a man to be a man, trusting him to lead her wherever, whatever plan he has for them in their life.
Okay.
I don't want to say submissive because I feel like in 2023.
See, that's what I'm getting at. I
that
feel
word
like
has been used so much.
I feel like you should use that word though, because a real feminine woman will be secure in herself to accept that word as what the word means and be okay with it, because that's what a feminine woman would do. If you have a problem with that word, you're probably not a feminine woman.
Well, my lady doesn't have a problem with that word. That's not I think it's because I've heard it so much last year. I'm actually sick of the word.
Mm-hmm. Okay. But babe, what do you think a feminine woman? Oh no, you're not muted anymore.
What do I think a feminine woman?
What is a feminine woman?
Well, there's a difference between being feminine and being in your feminine.
Okay, explain that.
Feminine and masculine in their personality. So being feminine is girly, maybe, dressing and looking and appearing to be feminine. Maybe even just some of your little quirks and things like that, the way you talk. But being in your feminine is being submissive, is caring and taking care of someone. Being in your masculine is being more blunt, very I guess I would say even abrasive, strong, trying to stronghold a man even sometimes. If you're in your masculine and a man is in his masculine, you're not going to get along at all.
Okay. Well, thank you for giving us the rundown of both. All right.
A woman that basks in her femininity. She knows how to be submissive to a man. She knows how to speak life into a man. She knows how to nurture. She knows how to take care of a home and take care of kids. She knows how to be accountable. She knows how to be reasonable. She knows how to be understanding when she's dealing with a man and knows which battles to choose when she's dealing with him. I don't care why you mad.
Okay. You didn't hear what he said?
No.
She didn't have a mic or headphones because she didn't want to use but whatever. He said that a woman who speaks life into a man, a woman that is caring, who knows how to take care of the home and take care of children, a woman who is submissive.
It's 100% being in your feminine.
I think a lot of women have a problem with the whole speaking life into a man. Sometimes as you keep hitting, is that what you're doing? Right here. That's your doing?
Yeah, that was me. My bad.
All right. Speaking life into people, I think I'm not gonna sit there and say that is a feminine quality, but I also think that is a masculine quality too. I think a man has to speak life into his woman, and a woman got to speak life into her man. I will give you an example. Recently we were working out the other day, and we were we were going back and forth about something. I don't really remember what we were arguing about, but I was taking some shots. I took a shot at her and was like, you know what? You're a follower. Because she's had some times in her past that she was doing kind of was kind of being a little follower. But I realized she went to the bathroom and I came back. But in the time she was gone, I reflected on myself and I was like, you know what? I was wrong for doing that, because whether she is or isn't, if I want my woman to be positive and to be the best she could be, I can't talk down to her. I can't sit there and say that she a follower, she's this, she's that. I need to say good things about her, because that's the only, if I want her to be better than what she already is and be the best she can be, I gotta push her in that direction. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So I had to say I apologized to her and told her I was wrong for that, for saying those things, and that you aren't that. You are what you know, you are a good leader, you are a good person, and all these different things. Because I think back when I was at a laundromat, and this mother, you could tell she was a single mother. This mother was just rating this boy and calling him all kind of, you dumb, you this and that. And I was like, it infuriated me, because I was like, he was a little boy. He probably was like no more than like maybe 8 or 9. And I was like, and I went up to him and I was like, yo, you keep talking to him like this, he never gonna be nothing. You got to speak life into people if you want them to be something in life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think especially we as men, even I'm still learning to do this, because I think it's instilled in us. You know, it goes back to that whole, when a little boy's crying and you got to tell him to be a man. And
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay,
I'll read it after you. Finish what you're saying.
Be a man and stuff like that. Even I had to learn that, and I'm still learning that in my relationship, because it is tough. You're conditioned to talk like that to people.
Okay. So your girl said, Carlton, nah, you come across like a feminine man because you talk too much. You always having something to say, and mind you, I'm mixed. I'm not even fully black, but even so, your mindset, no. What does her being mixed or black have to do with anything? Do we talk about something?
I had to go back. It's going back to the feminine part of the conversation, and I guess she's saying you talking a lot is feminine
on a podcast that we all do. Okay,
I think she means
I can see how people.
She said I don't agree with your moves. Okay, at all. Okay, and one thing you won't do is use me and Steven's relationship for propaganda. Okay, you want to tear? This is what did you say? Yeah. Okay. Yes, that's it. Yeah, I have a lot to say. Oh, well, if you want to come on the show, you can. I can send you a link. You can come on the show.
So I definitely could see how somebody talking a lot brings out what people see as feminine, but in our relationship, he absolutely presents and acts as masculine. And he does.
I think
speak and he listens a lot.
I think when I'm thinking, I don't want to say gossips, but I think when a man, I'll say it like this, I think when a man gossips, it comes off as feminine, because that's what women do.
What's her name on here?
It should be.
I don't know if we're friends.
Oh, I think that she changed it.
Oh. Because I can send you a link and you can. Well, go ahead. Sorry about that. What you were saying?
When men basically gossip, I was saying that's feminine, because that's basically what women do.
Well, sometimes when you're in your feminine, you need to be the loudest. You need to be heard. So I can understand that, but as far as our relationship goes, he's not like that. It's different when we have conversations.
Well, a lot of people, because they hear me on this podcast and they have their own beliefs about me and things like that, I'll send the link in the comments. If you want to click the link, you can go, guys. Anybody can come on and give their opinion on the show. Yeah, there's people just, they have their own opinion. They rush to their own opinions about people, whether it be me, you, or Karen, or whoever is on the show, because that's majority of what people do, right? We make our own quick assumption about somebody, whether it be Trump, whether it be anybody in the world, and you don't really know that person, right? You don't know them for real. You got an idea what you think they might be. And usually the person you see on the screen ain't never really who they really are outside of it. What do you guys say?
I was going to say not only that, but different people bring out different sides in you. Like, I feel like I've not seen you with other girls, thankfully, But you seem to be different with me. You show me a different side, and I think that I'd like to think that I bring that out in you, and you bring out a different side of me as well.
Well, I mean, he has a bit of a history, like as far as things he said that people where women don't like.
I want to tell you, I had a different thought about him, which is why I only watched 1 or 2 of his podcasts before I met him, because I probably would have immediately not liked him.
She even said that. She said, if I would have watched your show before, I don't think I would. My feeling of what I saw would have made me think you are a certain way, and I wouldn't have gave you a chance. But she met me before. Oh, we got your girl in the building. Hold up.
Hey, I'm here.
Hey, what's up? Can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. So what's up?
Yeah, no, I'm not really agreeing with that because I kind of feel like,
Well, tell us what you're not agreeing with, because the
text
messages kind of go
the whole pattern. Like when Steven would basically talk about our relationship, you kind of go, It's like, are you really happy for us? Are you really happy with the simple fact that we have a certain type of relationship, even us being in 2 years? And I understand that we did not let you know about our relationship within the beginning. So I have to really ask this. Are you really happy for us?
Oh, if my man happy, I'm happy. I'm not like, 100%.
Because I'm kind of watching this entire pattern, this certain pattern that's kind of unfolding where...
Oh, hold on 1 second.
Mm-hmm.
So you can talk, but she wants to hear. Let me move my mic. Go ahead. I'm listening. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. You said 1 second, so I...
All right, go ahead. Yes, go ahead. I apologize.
Yeah, so I just want to know, like, are you really truly happy for me and your best friend? Because I'm kind of watching this pattern where Steven will talk about our relationship and you're kind of expecting him to say something else. But when he actually say the opposite, you're like, you
Well,
don't
give me an
really
example of
go,
that.
okay. Like just now.
Well,
Literally,
yeah, that's what I'm
just
saying.
now. But why was that surprising to you? Like, I don't think, first of all, your best friend is not only a strong man, but a very intelligent one. He's very intelligent.
Mm-hmm.
So I wouldn't think that he would stick around or be with me if he was not truly happy. Like any other couple, we go through our ups and downs. But one thing about it is that we have a very grounded foundation. And that is my person.
Mm-hmm.
That's my person. And I'm his person too. So I look at it like, why is there a surprise by...
That's what I'm trying to get to understand. What are you saying as far as what am I surprised about? That's what give me the example of what you heard that made you feel this way.
Based off of this last conversation, there was a couple of other podcasts I did listen to. I can't go verbatim.
Okay, well, I'm talking about this podcast.
I kind of know you want to
say?
know the whole verbatim thing. Listen, I don't write your whole podcast down every day. Like, I got other things going on with my life. But I will sit here and say, from other things that I have actually listened to and witnessed, you're not the type of person, okay, yeah, your girl be doing this, blah, blah, blah. You kind of give this backhanded passive aggressive response. And I'm not feeling that. Okay. And then, no, I'm going to say that because after every time that my guy actually sit here and my man, my person says something, you then will have to proceed to ask your girl in response to it. And, like I said, I'm happy for you and Karen being in a relationship. It's finally that you're able to be sitting here and faithful and actually be doing the right thing. I'm happy for that. It's about time. But
wait a minute, about time.
No,
when have I not been faithful?
But also,
okay.
I will sit here and say this, is that I do not sit here and appreciate the fact that you put our relationship to be on this platform as an example, and I'm not going to have that. And you're not allowed to do that anymore. And I already told Steven, I do not like that. Because what we have is what we have, and that's it. And that's all I'm going to say about that.
So I think that...
Hold on, let me speak first.
Go ahead. You got it.
We try to be transparent here. Okay. And I don't know if things are being misinterpreted when he says, after everything. I think when I answer a question and you do that, I think she's thinking that you don't believe what I'm saying.
Oh no, I believe what you're saying.
And I honestly do think you are happy for us. You've never said anything negative. And I will say to Chetty, he's the type of person, if he didn't think it was good, he would say it to me.
I don't have no shame in my game. I don't have the headset, so I can't hear what if you're saying anything.
Well, she's not saying anything right now.
But I truly have no ill will against you. I want, if y'all happy, if he's happy with you,
I am very happy with her.
I'm happy for him, because at the end of the day, I know who he's been with before and how I've seen him unhappy. So if he says he's happy, I'm happy for him. I believe what he says when he says it. You know what I mean? I'm not sitting there saying, oh, you're not, you say you're happy and and I'm like, no, you're not happy. I know you're not happy. I don't do that. I don't go in that deep with somebody. If you tell me you're happy and she's giving you what you want, then that's cool.
100%. I was going to say too, I just think that maybe you might be misinterpreting him, because that's how he is. I didn't see it.
No disrespect, Karen, but I'm talking about way before you.
I understand what you're talking about.
Right.
I
I'm
understand
happy. Like I said, I'm happy that he is there for you.
Gotta get another mic or another
But
headset.
that's all I'm going to say on that part. I expect you to defend your guy as of right now, and that's such and such.
Right, but what I also want to say is he doesn't. Even if Beans is not here, he's never said any ill will, anything negative against either one of you or your relationship. So I think when you see his yes, that's just his natural response. That's not him being negative at all, because he is 100%. He is honest, whether he's going to hurt your feelings or not. Who Beans is to him, who I am to him, he's going to be true to himself and be honest. And he would say it whether he's on the podcast or not if he disapproved. So I really do think that we might be taking some of his mannerisms just out of context, and that's fine.
Yeah, and you know what, Karen, that's fine. But like I said, there are things, I've known your guy before you, and no offense, but you're knowing him for months and whatever the such ago. Right? So I'm talking about from history and going to this, and this is what I'm talking about now. So no offense, but I respect.
Okay, hold on one second.
But it don't matter to me. I'm going to move on.
I think that's valid.
I'm just sit here and say at this point is that, listen, I said what I said, and I'm going to sit here and get off of this and just move on.
Okay. Well, yeah, and I understand where you're coming from, because I have the same viewpoint of who he was before me. So I completely understand that, and I know what you mean. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, I think that maybe, and nothing to him, I care about him, I love him, but maybe sometimes a part of him is in his past and he's expecting Beans to agree with him, and Beans does the right stand-up thing, and he's like, oh, and I think that Beans actually changes his mind a lot and helps him to be the better man that he is and is going to be. So I think that that's also a part of it is, yeah, he's surprised, and then he's like, oh, shoot, I'm wrong, with some things. And there's some things where he's gotten off, and I'm like, scolded him a little bit, and Beans is usually right, and not saying that
don't say he's usually right. Say he right sometimes, too.
That's just wordplay.
Either. It's just a few different times. And so I can see where that comes off. But I just want you to know that he is not that type of person. He does not wish anything against you or your relationship.
Well, yeah, I kind of let actions speak louder than words. I don't go by people's words just entirely. So that's why I literally felt the need to say what I had to say. But you know what? Like I said, Karen, I do respect the fact that you're here to defend your guy. And I said what I said for certain reasons. We don't, how can I say this? We don't always know everything in our guy outside of certain things. So that's why I said what I said.
Yeah.
And Carlton, like I said,
hold on, he can't hear you. Hold on. He can't hear you yet.
All right, go ahead. What'd you say?
Like I said, Carlton, our relationship is not up for this whole thing. Like, I don't want the whole propaganda. I don't want any of that. We're like literally been strong for years. You, Carlton, stop. Like, you like to run your mouth. You don't really hold privacy when it comes to
hold on. Hey, come on. Calm down for a second.
But anyways, I'm going to leave that alone because I like to keep my relationship private. I don't like a man that runs his mouth to everybody about what's going on.
Chinny
so
chin.
I'm going to and then I'm going to exit this chat. And like I said, Karen, it was great talking to you. You seem like a wonderful person.
Hold on.
You know, I'm really happy about you being in a relationship with Carlton. And Stephen, I will listen to you in the chat.
Okay, let me hear me out when I say this.
Oh, she
Okay.
hung up.
She ain't there?
She'll listen in the chat.
She'll listen in the chat. She
Okay,
hung up
let
on
me
that.
know when she back in the chat. I'm gonna say something.
She's probably still there. She just hung
Okay.
up on the phone wise.
I done lost my train of thought. But I'm gonna say this. When I do talk about you, it's usually good things. If you go back into some of these episodes.
Are you talking right now? Wait a minute. Let's get this correct. Are you talking about me or are you talking about her? When you say
I'm talking about in general when she said she doesn't want me to talk about our relationship.
Okay, go
and
ahead.
I said, so usually good things like the time she looked out for me at Walmart and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
These are the things we talk about. It's not anything meant to be negative.
No.
Or anything that I don't say anything negative about you. The whole reassuring thing, if you took that negatively, I didn't mean it for that. I meant it as
no.
Okay,
no.
but
she wants to use she got me as I'm the ringleader, I'm the problem child, or whatever you want to call it.
And I think it's just your reaction to it that she's taking it as, and I understand where she's coming from. But I trust me when I say it's not.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't understand where she's coming from.
Okay,
I'm trying to.
It's one of things.
Explain it to me.
I'll have to explain it to you off.
Okay, explain it to me off air.
But we're all. I want us all to be friends. You're my friend. You're my friend. You're my man's lady. I want us all to get along together. In a nutshell, that's all I want.
It ain't nothing but love over here with me. I think because maybe, like I said, in the past conversations, I from years ago when I would talk,
You've said some wild stuff.
I say some wild things about women, about other stuff. So it's hard. I do believe it's hard for a lot of people to watch a show, have an opinion about how they think somebody is, and then as time goes on, they change. The person changes their dynamic and opinion, but the audience doesn't change their opinion about that person.
And I think that now you're in the middle of that change. It's kind of like the backlash.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And you got to kind of eat some of this because you just say these things. You just like
I'm not denying what I said about anything I've ever said. I'll own up to. I said it, but gestures of me saying, "Oh yeah," or "Okay,"
well, if
I don't really know what that means.
It's like I said when I said I forget the question you asked like 10 minutes ago. My brain's over your head, but I answered the question about her, and you like,
okay, I'm processing it.
Yes, but she took it as, well, I don't believe you.
And you know what? What I'm realizing is women have a different language than us. So like even my girl, like I'll be like, okay, if I say okay, or I say okay, the tone of the okay is something meaning different in her. What do you mean by that okay? And I'm like, I don't mean anything. I just mean okay.
And it comes down to communicating with you, because I'm not gonna lie to you. Out of the two of us, me and Chetty Chan, I'm the worst at communicating. I am terrible.
You sure? Because it seemed like just from this conversation.
No. Listen, she is way better than I kid you not. And it's me. I had to really, after what I had to sit down and listen, not just what she's saying, but what she means too.
Okay.
When it comes down to and how she interprets things, that's why I can understand where she's coming from in this context.
Okay.
How she views.
Well, let me say this. Me and my lady, we had a disagreement the other day.
Okay.
And I told her, she interpreted something I said the way she wanted to interpret it, instead of asking me what I meant by that, right? So we had a whole situation happen that could have been resolved if we would have communicated, and the person who interpreted what they interpreted would have just said, what do you mean by when you say this or when you do this? Then they can explain, I don't mean nothing by it, or I meant this. So you can have clarity of, oh, okay, so you did mean what I thought you meant, or no, I was wrong. I messed up what I thought you meant versus what you thought you came off at. So that's all I'm saying. Unfortunately, I didn't really get a chance because my lady wanted to hear what she was saying.
Yes.
So I gave her the headphones. So I really didn't hear as much as what she was saying to me. But I really wish she would have stayed on the line, so that way we could have gotten down to the clear. That's why when I asked her, I said, "What from this episode did I actually do or say in what situation that made you?"
I don't think it's your gesture.
Okay, but I'm saying what was said. What were we talking about? That and
I got to go back and remember.
I'm gonna go back and watch it again.
You did ask me something. I didn't answer. I forget the question just that fast. But
see, this is the thing. The funny thing about it is, she has her opinion about me. She has her opinion on what she feels at this moment. When I'm trying to get clarity and figure out, she thinks I'm being probably disheartening and saying, "You know what you're doing." Like, no, I truly don't know what you're mad about. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I think it's a combination of what you used to say and what you used to do versus now.
Now that I'm happy with my lady.
It's kind of
it is what it is. I mean, you can't please everybody. I told her you can't be everybody's friend.
Well, women and men are different, and I say this with absolutely no offense, but you are very simple, and it's taking me a while to grasp that because you absolutely mean what you say, and you say what you mean. And women, a lot of times, dig a little further and think there's layers to it, think you have an underlying meaning because that's how we are most of the time.
Yeah. And that's where I'm like, yo, it took a while for her to realize, like, I don't mean anything about, because she sometimes resorts back to her old ways of, oh, there's layers. And I'm like, I don't have layers. I don't know how to do layers.
Yeah, and I think it just comes down to understanding the way your partner communicates.
Yeah.
Because like I said, even I'm still learning.
Yeah, I think that's the whole part of relationships. You're going you could go 10 years and you still find out something new about the other person. And you're like, didn't know that about them.
Yeah.
And because you're going to change and she's going to change. And,
yes.
And that's just how relationships are, but.
And it's not just how they're talking to you, but how you talk to them.
Yes.
You got to figure out how to convey this without
okay. I mean, go ahead. I apologize.
How to convey this without escalating it or offending them somehow, because you never know what offends your partner until you say or do it.
Right.
Yeah, I would have to say I'm probably a little bit more offensive than she is. But not that I'm trying to be offensive. No. I'm just a blunt person. Yes. And then when it gets to a point where I feel it's getting out of hand or it's nowhere to go with it, I just cut it off. I don't even entertain it no more. I'm like, okay, conversation over. I'm going to go to something else because you're not hearing what I'm saying because you're either mad or frustrated and I'm not saying it can't never come back. I just don't talk about it no more because at this point, when we both heated, neither one of us is listening. Clearly, right?
That's true. When it gets
you try to, you try to talk over me. I'm trying to talk over you.
But I will say that we and I know she wants to talk about, but we tend to stay on the phone until we talk it out, till we figure this out. And I can say she's open-minded enough to. Even if she's mad at me, she's open-minded enough to
fight through it.
Okay, let's figure this out.
Yeah.
She loves you and cares about you enough to be like, okay, like I know he's not being mean towards me or vindictive. Like, let me hear him out. Not understanding.
And I also think because you are long distance, it's huge to not go to sleep mad.
Yes,
at each other.
We actually did promise that to each other. We cannot go sleep mad. You should do that when you should do that when you're near each other too. Really,
we have that. She did the other day. I probably was like, I'm okay with it. She called me, and I'm like, I was talking about
the other day. It wasn't really like an issue, but I was just like flustered about something, and I go to leave, and he's like, "Are you okay? Like, we don't go to bed angry." And I walk back in the house. I just think it's funny how like, where you go?
I thought she was gonna just.
I thought you were leaving, and me, I'm like, no.
She stayed another hour, 45 minutes.
Because I wasn't okay.
You gotta walk.
Drive home.
You gotta work it out. And another thing I had to learn is too, what seems minute to you may be a big deal to your partner. I had to learn that too.
We're learning. I'm learning
because and I think it's a man thing too. Because we just like you upset about that.
Listen, when she says I'm simple, we are simple. Women are so much more complex. They get agitated so much quicker. I'm like, that's what you mad about?
Yes.
And
I'm not even thinking about that.
Unfortunate for him being with an overthinker.
At all times. But yeah, and like I said, she makes me better, learn how to deal with things. Even recently, I was dealing with a female at the job. She did something I didn't like. And it's weird when somebody does something you don't like, right? Because especially when it's the opposite sex, because you got to handle it with care, right? You're not trying to beef with them. You're just trying to get your point across, and then let's move on from it. They did something disrespectful to me, where they was just like, give example, say how your lady called in, right? She's defending herself and you, right? She's trying to defend you. Okay, she don't like people. She feel I was being somehow disrespectful. Cool. She wanted to give her. Well, the lady at the job had said some unpleasant things about me and my girlfriend relationship.
Okay.
And I had to.
You're gonna have to remind me later.
Well, no, I didn't tell you because I just didn't. Well, look, you know how you are. Sometimes you take things, you make a mountain out of a molehill. So I wanted to say something to her. I tried to tell her like, yo, cool out real calmly, but she was trying to, joke and all this other stuff. So then fast forward, the next day, it just wasn't sitting well with me. I wanted to say something to her. I really wanted to flash out on her. That's what I really wanted to do. But me and this person got history. I care about her. So I'm not trying to burn bridges. So I said, you know what?
This is a friend.
The friend.
Because she giving that look.
Yeah.
I think I know you talking about.
Okay. So then I pulled her to the side. I said, look, I got love and respect for you. But the way you was doing, I don't like you talking any negativity about my lady. Let's not do that. All right. Regardless of the fact, just don't do that with me. I don't like that. All right. And of course, she tried to deflect. I was just joking. I said, I don't care if you're joking. Don't bring no jokes my way on some negative tip about her. All right. And she understood. She said, okay, I won't never say nothing about her again. And we moved on. Now, of course, she probably went and told whoever she got to tell because she felt like she don't want nobody checking her. But I did it in the most calmest gentleman way I could do it. You feel me? You've taught me how to not directly. You've taught me from how you are how to talk to somebody very calmly and try to because you got to tiptoe around their emotions, if that makes sense. You can't just say it how you want to say it because of how you're feeling, right? Sometimes you got to say, okay, you know what? I still want to be cool with this person. So let me talk to them in a way that they can understand that I still care for them, but they got to be respectful towards me and my lady. So, I think we pretty much did most of the stuff we wanted to talk about. I appreciate my girl coming on the show. I appreciate Channy Chan coming on the show, giving us your little, I guess, opinion rant, whatever you want to call it. I don't know. Just shout out to you. Opinion. There you go. And if you want to ever come back on the show to voice your, I'm pretty much used to getting yelled at by ladies. So if you want to ever get out some steam on me, like I said, I'm okay with it.
You say some wild stuff.
Yeah. She's speaking for all the other ladies that wish they could have called in. And I'm okay with that.
You weren't here for the whole.
Don't know. Let it die. Let it die, please. All right. Anything else you want to say before we get up out of here? Why is that light? Can you get the light on? Did you cut it off?
I just want us to all get along. That is it.
Hey,
Same.
it is what it is, man. We all good. I only got love for everybody in this.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
no hard feelings.
Hey, I'm your boy Canteen. This is my man Beans.
Y'all have a good week.
Today is
Monday. Okay.
So y'all go put the grind in, man. We'll see y'all Friday, same time, same place. It is what it is, man. Shout out to everybody, man. K to the A to the R to the E to the N. If you in the Buffalo area and you need your house cleaned or deorganized or whatever, hit my girl up on Facebook, Karen's Cleaning. And what I said? Decluttering.
There we go.
Man,
there we go.
Yeah, what?
Nigga! That's got to be racist.
Daddy!